My name is Logan. I'm a retired Marine pilot, flew in Vietnam, and a couple of years ago I decided I'd like to do some jet flying again. Went out to California, found one of these, bought it, got checked out, and brought it back to the East Coast.
My name is Heddings. Started flying when I was about 14. Was with PA Army Guard as a door gunner and crew chief. Continued flying after a combat deployment. I have about 7,000 hours and over probably about 125 different makes and models of aircraft, from 1930s tail draggers to experimental jets and everything in between.
My name is Dennis Hargetsinger. Started out as a E-model door gunner in the Marine Corps. I help take care of these jets with these guys here, so what I do now is just build them, fix them, and fly them.
The airplane is a first-generation jet trainer. It ended up being flown by the Air Forces in about 20 different countries. The Patrouille de France operated these airplanes for about 15 years, and they were the first national aerobatic team. And lots of French pilots learned how to fly in these. It's generally considered kind of a national treasure. This one was actually built by Fouga themselves. I'll let Cam talk about his, but his was built under license by the Finnish at Valmet.
My aircraft looks somewhat like it did when it left the factory in 1961. So mine was built by a company called Valmet, which is the Fouga design, but licensed under a Finnish company called Valmet. Very similar in design. Mine have slightly smaller engines. Mine produce 880 pounds of thrust per side. Lee's are a little over 1,000.
Lead Mo 5.
Yeah, so mine has a little less power, and I do not have hydraulically boosted ailerons like this one. I videotape myself when I fly. You'll see me take my left hand off the throttle, two hands on the stick to be able to manhandle a high rate turn or a high speed turn if I have to.
And it's fully aerobatic. We still loop them. I don't bother spinning it very much, but we both spun them multi-turns both ways, and the plane's perfectly happy. And now we've been flying it 3 years, and all of us are very comfortable in the airplane. So
these are rudimentary jet engines. They're basically pretty bulletproof. You do the maintenance on them. They're on condition. You borescope them, clean them. They're really reliable. All the controls are all mechanical. They're pretty dirt simple airplanes to maintain.
And I mean, maintenance is easy, they fly great, purchase price isn't bad. Where it gets tricky is keeping the tank full. Burning about 2.7 gallons every minute, it limits the amount of flying that we do.
I guess there's about 25 or 30 of them still flying in the United States. So it's kind of we all kind of know who everyone is, but as Cam says and Dennis says, you have a hangar and you get yourself a fuel deal of some kind somewhere, and you can really enjoy flying these.